Hi, my name is Maddy and I'm an instructor with Wordfence. Today we're going to show you how to debug failed scans on your Wordfence-protected sites. Wordfence provides information that can help diagnose failed scans on both the scan page and the diagnostics page. Here, on the scan page, if a scan fails, we will see a yellow bar alerting you that the scan has failed, which can provide more information regarding the issue. While running scans, we recommend having the show log option enabled so you can get more insight into any scan issues you're having. The first place to go if your scans are failing and you're unsure of the reason is the Wordfence Tools Diagnostics page. Here, we want to go to the Debugging Options area at the bottom of the page and enable the Debugging Mode option. This setting is important to have enabled while you debug your scans and is the most helpful option to use to provide you and our support team information while debugging your scan issues. With this option enabled, start a new scan and you'll notice the scan log will output more information that you can send over to our team after a scan fails. If you watch the scan log during a scan with the debugging option enabled, you may see important information such as memory errors or other critical issues that cause the scan to fail. When the scan fails, copy the last 20 or so lines to send over to us if you reach out for support. If at any point the changes you make result in the scans completing properly, remember to disable the debugging mode option as it can be more resource intensive. Next, if scans are immediately failing to start and the Start All Scans Remotely option is enabled, try disabling this option and running a new scan. Alternatively, if scans are failing and you suspect the server is unable to connect back to itself correctly, such as if you're seeing errors in the connectivity section above, you can try to enable this option temporarily to see if your scan is able to make it further. If that does not help, we recommend disabling the Start Scans Remotely option going forward. Notice just above this section, we have a Log Files tab. If your scans are continuously failing, check for a log file here with the recent time or date and download the log so you can share it with us if you're unable to get scans to complete correctly. If you're not seeing logs here, be sure PHP logging is enabled in the wp-config.php file or check with your hosting provider for help there. While we're on the diagnostics page, let's navigate to the connectivity section. If you're having trouble completing scans, you may notice errors here. Errors will be marked in red, and in our example here, we see there is an error. This can occur if you have strict directives in the htaccess file limiting access to the site to only certain IPs, or if other security software or the hosting provider is blocking or limiting our IPs or the server IP. If you see an error here, use the View Additional Detail option to see more information, and if you're unable to get scans to complete, please copy this information to send over to our support team. Last, let's navigate to the scan page, then head over to the Scan Options and Scheduling page. In the Performance Options section, we have a few items to consider if scans are failing. First, we notice the Low Resource Scanning option. This can be a good option for a shared hosting provider that has lower resources available or on lower VPS and dedicated hosting plans. The time limit that a scan can run in seconds option is set to 0 or empty by default, which will allow the scanner to run for 3 hours. In cases where your scan time limit is being exceeded, if you do not have a very large number of files on the site, you will want to check with your hosting provider to see why the scans are not able to complete in a timely manner. If you do have a large number of files on the site, you can try increasing this to 5 hours, which is 18,000 seconds. Next, how much memory should Wordfence request when scanning? This is set to 256 by default. If your site is running out of memory while Wordfence is scanning, you can set the amount of memory you want to request here. If you're seeing a fatal memory error in your error logs or in the scan log during a scan, you'll want to check with your host about increasing your memory limit. We also see an option for the maximum execution time for each scan stage. If your scans are failing, you can use this setting to try to find a good value to help the scan complete. First, try 30 and save the changes, then go back to start a new scan. If the scan does not complete, come back and try setting this to 15 and try the scan again. The goal is to find a value that is long enough to allow Wordfence to do its work, but short enough so that it does not exceed the maximum allowed time that a web server process is allowed to execute. We recommend trying times between 8 and 30 here to see if you have success completing a scan. If you're a paid Wordfence user, you can open a new support request via wordfence.com/licenses by clicking the Get Help button under your license and including the relevant failed scan and error log information. If you're a free user, you can open a new support ticket on the wordpress.org forums by searching for Wordfence there and using the support tab. That's how you debug failed scans on your Wordfence-protected sites. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to securing your WordPress website.